Hello, this is Alechius, the Tinkering Gamer. Welcome back to another episode of Ultimate Admiral Dreadnoughts as the French in the campaign, where we pick up where we left off at the end of last episode. This is definitely going to make the video long. Not good for the algorithm, but I don't really care. Let's see if we can get the full-size secondary tower. Oh, I can totally put it there. Leave room for the main gun back there. We could do 3 center line. We run into the same issue we've seen before. We have to sacrifice the secondary tower for it. Doesn't seem to be that big a deal. But we'll have to increase the draft to do it. There we go. Tucked in onto the tower. We're going to have the best of the pottery and the Dreadnought. This is going to be the Valorous, or whatever that is. Side guns, we can do. Tell me we can fit it. Oh, rats. Wait, we can fit 10-inch but not 9-inch? Oh my gosh, I almost want to do this like a semi-dreadnought if we were to do that. That's going to be so heavy though. That I'd rather the 2/8s. Like so. If we were instead to do 6s, there's no way we could fit something in between there. So 8-inch it is. Then we have 5-inch. So 12, 8. We can do a 5-inch battery, or we got Mark IIs, didn't we? We did indeed. So let's utilize the better Mark II 4-inch. I'm doing a quick comparison. Rate of fire 5.5 per minute, 2 per minute. Damage for AP is 65 versus 35. Range is 6.3 versus 5.7. And I think we're going to do the 4-inch. Because we can put a veritable arsenal. Might be able to be convinced to pop that up to the 5-inch battery. Simply because we can put enough 3-inch on board. There we go. Finally fit it. It's not a lot of 3-inch though. Let's go for the side. We'll lose the front, fore and aft. or the front mounted ones. Because we have the front, we have the front bows, we have the beams. Let's do the quarters and then the stern. It doesn't quite fit. Yeah, we can only fit one on the tops. And that won't do. I'm not going to put a single, like, you know how ineffective that battery is going to be. It's something. It's something. It's a little bit silly. And pair them up with casemate guns, but I feel like that's just going to be a vulnerability. We'll leave that gone. So we're looking at how many 3-inch? 10? So we would go down to 12 5-inch and sacrifice the 18 4-inch. It's actually a really tough decision for me. Let's look at the funnels. A little bit more than 10 tons per capacity. Two funnels there. Three funnels there. 4. And just like the previous class, we're going to have funnels everywhere. Are these any bigger? I don't think so. We are running out of space for these. I think 8 funnels is about as good as we're going to get. These ones are bigger. We're not going to be able to fit more. None of them have gun platforms we can utilize. Oh man, that's a silly profile. I love it though. That gets us up to 75%. That weight offset is terrible. The secondaries, 4-inch versus 5-inch. Huge difference in weight. We might wait. Range is fine right now. Balanced crop. Barbettes we need. Standard ratio, soft capped, standard, light, increased, white powder, gun cotton, coincidence rangefinder, enhanced reloading. Alright, we got it. How bad is the penetration getting for the decks? 2 inches. 2 inches there. Can reduce the side length of the 2-inch. Makes them pretty ineffective though. And does it save us any weight? 695, 2 tons. 8-inch guns. It's a major caliber. We want... Wow, we can do full protection against themselves. With the Krupp armor, if we do 10 inches, we get 18 inches effective protection. So with 8, we're getting 1.8. I can't math today. Do 1 inch there, do 2 inch there. 8 and 8. Although I think we can get away with 7 on that. At, wow, 10 kilometers, we have 20 inches of penetration. We haven't even gotten to the main belt yet. These are built to be fast, though. That is what I would like to protect it with. Clearly, we can't make that work. Drop the range. We have amazing range for having such poor engine efficiency. $21 will get us under. Yep. $21.5. Alright, it's graduated. 21.7. 21.6, and maybe I shouldn't be trying to min-max this quite this much. Yeah, there's a big jump there at 21.5 to 6. I think the 4 inch is the right decision with how tight things are getting here. 4 weight offset is abysmal, though. Can we fix that? Let's sacrifice the forward deck. Put it onto the aft deck. Or we'll leave the aft deck and increase the aft belt. 42.3. That is kind of silly. She's so forward heavy though. Partly because we had to cram the engine up forward to make space for this third turret. We could drop the turret, upgrade these to 5 inch, move the tower back, improve our forward weight offset. I hate doing the redesign, but the third turret, as nice as it would be, is not a necessity. And also move this back a little further. Ditch that tower. Move to the larger rear tower. I mean, the 4 inch will be better for taking out torpedo boats, but increasing accuracy seems to have really helped with that. And that balances out nicely for weight. Let's do 5 and 5 because we can. 1 inch on top. The pitch is better, the roll is better, engine efficiency is better. She's got a lot of extra armor on the rear. What's her range? 87. Could subtract funnels to help, but we're going to be losing our engine efficiency. I mean, it's going to take longer for her to get up to speed when she loses it. But we also get to add some armor back to the forward deck. Bring the aft deck down, bring the forward belt 4. That's hurting the forward weight offset. Can't do 14. 13.2. That'll be her final, much better pitch, modestly minor roll improvement. Engine efficiency actually improved a few percent. And she's a lot more balanced without that third turret. Alternatively, we'd stick the turret somewhere in the middle for the third one. But I still like this design a lot. So this will be the Valorous. We'll queue up 2 of these. 2 of the heavy cruisers, maybe 4 of the heavy cruisers, but they're kind of fragile. We'll put the old heavy cruisers out in the Pacific. We can put the new ones elsewhere. It's 5,000 each. It'll be a 20,000 commitment to build 4 of those, and a 40,000 commitment for the 2 new battleships. Man, that's expensive. That's really expensive. Maybe I should have armored them more. Let's build 2. Just under 10,000. I have to wait on the heavy cruisers. Now that puts us way over on this episode. Yeah, that's an hour and 20 minutes. I may put a cut in and just insert. Yeah, let's do that. So continuing on. Big hit for the German relations. Is great for us. Financially, we're bleeding money, but we have huge reserves. That puts us at enough that we can build all 4 of the heavy cruisers now. Ooh, just. We'll go back to our defaults. question of whether we'll make it there in time. We have 4 more months left. Should be. I think it times out at a year. Oh, we kind of need more there. 33% is pretty poor. Although, have we failed any of these? Do we just need enough tonnage there? Don't know, don't care right now. Moving forward. West Philippines gets natural oil, so we want that even more than we did. Got a new light cruiser hull. Norway signs with Japan. Or sides with, maybe I should say. We'll find out. We'll leave this at 33%, see what happens. No space, even for torpedo boats, is going to be tight. Is Germany. Increased tensions. We have just under a year left. We're increasing tensions. It's too late to change our minds about that. Moving forward. Ignored. So we can wait till we get an event that increases tension. Arabia trying to break free. Sweden canceled with China. Failed to gain control, so we can fail those. It's a shame, because that would have been nice. But it does justify sending all of these. Politics. Don't really care, honestly. Not right now. Everything seems fine. Financially, to 160. Hemorrhaging money. Don't even really care about research for the moment. We're not going to lay down any new ships for almost a year. At a minimum, probably longer. Chinese Empire Revolution. Mexico would like 2 heavy cruisers. Not going to happen. Guam has gains independence. Alright, they should be there next month or the month after. Yeah, we have about 1,000 tons available. Oh, we're finishing any battleship in 2 months. A light cruiser in 4. Kazakhstan gets oil. Civil unrest in Italian Empire. Journalists ask opinions. Is it related to China? Do we know anything about it? Do we need to increase the naval budget to fight the possibilities? We'll blame China. Unrest still creeping up. Mark II 9-inch guns. 2 pagodes. Can't really afford to do that yet. Russia keeps Azerbaijan. German Empire failed to take southern Norway. Didn't even know they were going after it. Libya gains independence. 48%. Not that great. I'm going to be tied up for the next 8 months. Financially, we're about to free up a lot of tonnage. Charles Martel is a Danton. means we're getting 10,000 tons back. So we're at about 12,000 tons. Heavy cruiser wise, the new ones are 5,000, the old ones are 4,000. Hydraulic steering gears, finally. Torpedo contact exploder. Brazil. Oh man, such profits. But I'll have to pause something. I'm going to say yes. I can't afford to pause something. Just squeezes in there. About all I'll say yes to is over 100% markups. Maybe torpedo boats. Ooh, China's scrapping a bunch of ships. The fleet needs more destroyers, according to the Minister of Finance. I don't really want to do that. Explain that our destroyers are enough and the fleet needs money for other requirements. Or take the prestige to tell them not to interfere. I'll take the hit to prestige to decrease unrest, so explain that we need the funds for other things. Sweden signs with us. Outstanding. Mexico wants reasonably large battleship. We're going to say no. Sweden wants 3 Cosmos for good markup. It's not too hard on the shipyards. People of Congo want freedom from Portugal. Belarus from Russia. So we are over. We're going to come down here and pause the Saigon. I'll keep everything on track and under. Oh, longitudinal strength hull girder too. Ooh, experimental battleship. Mexico wants a Danton for a good markup. We can pause 2 cruisers. I've already paused 1. Much are we over? Yeah, we need to pause 2. That gives us the space we need. Can do no more battleships. We'll have to pause one of our battleships, and I don't want to do that. You want to take a look at this new battleship hull. The loading in and out of the designer seems to have been improved with this latest patch. So an experimental battleship. No longer than that, and make a micro version. Let's go with 12,000. That'll be minimum. 18,000. I want to see the size where it increases in length. Optimal speed is a bit better. Hull form is better. Stability is better. Floatability is better. Resistance, similar. Sustained speed, much better. Slightly different towers. Looks like the thin funnels are new to us. We have some barbettes. Very small ones, though. Looks like we might be able to do a hexagonal design, which was popular in... Wow, that is really heavy, actually. Speed-wise, 21, 22. Yep, looks like 21 is still our big limiter. Not limit the beam, and I'm actually starting to design the whole thing. I need to stop. 4-inch casemates, a whole bunch of them. Well, some chasers. We have all sorts of options here. This is a very flexible design. And something like this is a hexagonal design with 6 main turrets. Popular just before Dreadnought. During the semi-Dreadnought era at 1900 to 1905. You saw a lot of those designs. Some of them scrimping on the side turrets. Hence semi-Dreadnought. So you had like 12-inch, 4.5, and then 10-inch on the side turrets. Partly due, in some cases, like in Japan, the inability to turn barrels fast enough. So they would have been 12 inches for, what was it, the Kawachi class? We're 1897 now. We took a look at that. We want to keep moving though. Two Brigade class light cruisers. Modest upcharge. I'm going to say no. Russian Empire keeps Belarus. Where are we at with Germany? He's building one ship. He's got 86. We're at negative 84. Got a little bit of space. We get our first 2 battleships in 4 months. So right when that happens, we're going to start increasing tensions with Germany again. Which is also when we free up the 4 battleships in the Philippines. So if our 4 battleships in Europe get overwhelmed, we've got... Here, wait. Well, no, because 4 months, and then we get our 2 more modern battleships. Most modern, I should say. 3,000. I like to remind myself of the amount of tonnage we have in case somebody makes an order. Because you can't really reference it. What the game needs, multiple expansion steam engine 2s, is like this. A Belarus. That's the new one, that's 20,000 tons. So we're going to say no to this, much as I want to say yes. Although we only have 3 months, we'd have to pause one of our battleships, though. I don't really want to do that with a war with Germany coming up. But what I need to see is, like, okay, Brazil wants a Belarus. Extend this border down or up and put there. That would cost 20,000 tons and put us at this much of our total. So, no. Mexico wants Cosmos for a good markup. Yes. And we'll need to pause our last heavy cruiser. 5 months before we get any more space. We've got 3,000 tons left. Long term, looks like Russia's getting rid of a lot of... Actually, really? No, those are old. Mexico wants 2 Cosmos. We do not have the space for that. China scrapping even more. And building new ships from that. Press conference. Journalists ask a question about foreign policy with China. We can say they are adventurous. We can say they are reasonable. Or we can redirect the question. Unrest for any one of them. Blaming China costs us the least. Fellows, I want to say yes, Mexico. I want to say yes. Verganaut for 120%. Oh my gosh. I have to say yes. It's going to pause one of our battleships, though. I hate doing that. Killing us. Although holding out for the better deals seems to be working out. French shipbuilding, absolutely bonkers explosive. A lot of construction in other countries. There's our 2 battleships. So we can immediately renable our new one. And that means they'll be a month apart. Not ideal, but it works. So we'll have 8 battleships, 4 heavy cruisers, 24 light cruisers, 57 torpedo boats. We gain the West Philippines? Outstanding. Wow. They just keep changing their flag. Alright, let's bring the fleet back to La Rochelle. That is not La Rochelle. Fleet. La Rochelle, there we go. 10 months. Heavy cruisers can go back to Saigon. Although, wait, they can stage in Manila now. Cosmos back to truck. And there we go. Plenty of space now, so we'll see if we can re-enable everything. We just can, and we want all of it building now. 2 months to commission, then I'll start antagonizing Germany again. And I expect a knockdown, drag out, full length war with Germany. And we are now in 1898. Central Party has won the election. Netherlands cancelled with Germany, which is good. Don't want to be at war with them. Our battleships are now complete. We'll wait for a turn before we move anything out. 175, we're getting there. Average training still green. Politics, increased tension. Brazil wants pipettes. Good markup. Decrease of relations. No event. Was half expecting one. Need 1 more month for the heavy cruisers. What is the max reasonable size? 7,000 crew. We might be able to do both sets of battleships, all as one fleet. I like the pairs, but we're going to be running into some very large fleets against Germany. Our shipyards have been completed. Let's keep them going. Dumping funds into the shipbuilding industry. Oh, nice. 2-inch and lower. That's fairly minor. 17-inch torpedo tubes. Advanced periscope. Standard firing drill. That actually would be pretty useful. So let's snag that right now. All ships are in port except for our Philippine invasion fleet. Which I may turn around are 2 of our Dantons and their support fleet and relegate them to the Philippines. Yeah, it looks like a lot of the fleets are trimming the fat, as it were. Standard firing drill, anti-submarine early theory 3. The Jamapes heavy cruisers, Sweden would like 2. Good markup. People of Latvia trying to break from Russia. Alright, let's grab you and go to Manila. We want the Danton and the St. Louis to turn around. With Dacis, I didn't know I had Cosmows in there. And a pair of the pagodes. Where do I want the last set? We're going to send them to the Southeast Asia. Increase tensions? We sure can. Bleeding money now. And we'll probably need to design a light cruiser. Serious incident with the German Empire. One of their profound politicians was assassinated in cold blood, and their government accuses us. They ask for humiliating concessions. Not going to happen. Like, I don't even need to look at the other one. We just go to war. +2 unrest. Our unrest gets reset. Thank goodness. War erupts. Positive for the Brits. Positive with the United States. Negative with Russia. Positive with Italians. Negative with Austria. Negative with Japan. Negative with China. Finland signs with Japan. Interesting. Mexico wants a battleship. Sweden wants a battleship. All right. So, check the politics. On our end, China is fairly negative, but otherwise things are looking good. We'll leave it unless it gets down to 70%. The extra funding, we're actually still eating into our reserve. Very slowly now. New battleships are commissioning. What do we have here? Heavy cruisers, light cruisers. Can I set them to intercept? I actually don't know. We'll send them out into the... here. With that fleet. I expect there to be a whole boatload of German ships. We're going to sit in the channel because we're using Condorsets. Those are decent. Pagodes and Dacis. And I'll settle that. And we gotta get everybody underway now. So, Cosmows to the Carolines, let's say. The Condes to North Oceania. The Cosmows send to Saigon. We want to get them set up in their port, and then we'll send them underway from there. West Indian Ocean gets a pair of Cosmows. Ooh, what do we have here? Battleships. Lots of battleships. Oh dear. Still send these and these out into the Atlantic. As well as, is it Santa Cruz that we have? Yes, it is, into the North Atlantic. So the general Atlantic is roughly covered. Do we want to keep these going? These are... oh, mouse. With them harassing us out here. Kind of want to bring them around. We've got to take care of these Germans. So we're going to go this way. Around the south end. Our triple turreted ones are not going to be there. That is 4 of their battleships. They have 10. Can we see whether they're... I don't think we can. Never tried to do this the intelligent way. And that appears to be the extent of their underway fleets. I do want to remove the rest of the Cosmos out. I can remember where they all are. Headed up here, we have at sea. Looks like they all mark at sea when leaving port immediately. So yeah, that is all Cosmos underway. Politics is done, finances is done, research is fine. I do want a new design, and then we're going to call an end to the episode. Because we've designed a new battleship, we designed a new heavy cruiser. What we have not done is taken a look at this new light cruiser. Looks like it's a little bit slower, the hull form isn't as good, stability is better, floatability is better, resistance is better. Oh, it's like a mini battleship. That's so adorable. It's not at all like a normal cruiser. We're limited to 3,500 tons, I believe. And this is a light cruiser. Interesting. Leave it cramped. Gonna keep it short ranged. Can we get up to 22 knots without excessive? Nope. 21 it is. 3,500. What's our limit? 3,750. 3,750. Let's get our main towers up. Do we want? Definitely afford the more expensive towers. And fighting cruiser to cruiser will want that. Cost is a bit expensive for the rear tower. Otherwise is kind of nice, really. Main guns. Kind of liking the thought of 6-inch with this setup. Man, that is terrible shooting around those boats. Like, what's the point of having those mounts? Maybe because I squeezed the beam too much. A little bit more beam, the 3-inch might be able to fit there. But we do get, oh man. Probably the only time I'm excited to add 2-inch to a ship. Let's do 4-inch for the rapid firing. There's something to be said for that. We're not going to be able to fit any barbets. We do want the torpedoes in my preferred setup. Now we just need the funnels. Oh, much better capacities with these. Four funnels, that leaves us a little bit of space. We'll see about sticking a 4-inch. No, not going to happen. 3-inch in the towers, not going to happen. Can fit 3-inch on the sides. I don't think we can. Oh, we can fit 4-inch on the sides. I actually quite like that. And those boats is why we can't stick it in the middle. That gives us 4-inch to a side, 4.5 6-inch, a bunch of 2-inch. Can we put any in the masts? No. We have our torpedoes, multiple expansion engine, balanced, hydraulic rudder, Krupp armor, barbette, double hull, anti-flooding, citadel, standard, want soft capped, standard, light. We might not need increased. Do we really need that many? I don't think we need that much ammo. White powder, gun cotton, enhanced reloading. It'll be pretty short ranged. Do fast torpedoes, 16-inch, standard, coincidence rangefinder. We do want. Do we want contact mines? I want these as escorts for the fleet to screen. We don't need mines. What is our maximum belt? Wow, super armored. 1-inch on top, already max armor everywhere else, including the 4-inch. Wow. And the 2-inch. Wow. We could actually make this lighter weight. Can extend the length of the 2-inch and make them 2.5-inch. Or even almost 3-inch. That makes them a lot more useful. I like it. I don't think we need that much range. Oh, we might be able to delete a funnel. Not really. I might be able to get away with a upsized funnel and use fewer of them, but I doubt it. That means we can save on range, because we want these to be ranged with the battleships. Maybe a little bit more, because we can afford it. Better quarters. There's just a silly amount of armor for a light cruiser. I'm not against. Could widen her a little bit. I'm not going to do that though. Instead, I'm straight up going to reduce. Oh. Might be able to get that to work. Let's get rid of one of the 3-inch. Move the 4-inch guns. Delete one of the funnels. split the engine room. Oh, that's kind of disappointing that we can't place it there. Let's move the rear tower then. Move that funnel forward, move this one forward. I kind of like them being in front and rear of the mid funnels. Good arcs of fire. I think we could probably get down to 3,400. Oh, but that shrinks her again. 3,450 maybe? We do have the deck space. We can do it. Grab the 4-inch again. We want them on the sides. There we go. Can we get it down to 3,300 without shrinking it further? 3,250. 3,275. We can keep her. 3,270. 3,260. 3,265. 3,265 is as low as we can go. Where are her torpedoes? There and forward. I actually like the idea of having 2 side torpedoes. And we'll trim armor off the rear first. First rear heavy ship we have made as the French. Engine efficiency could be better, but that's fairly good. I like it. So we have the light cruiser Niley, a fleet escort cruiser. And we'll throw down 4 for the modern battleships. 4 for 4. Take 10 months to build them. Build them at La Rochelle, so we'll be a little bit late. We might build more to replace the old ones. But I think that takes us to the end of this episode. Thank you so much for staying to the end. Please leave a comment. Let me know what you think. Hope you enjoyed as much as I did, and you all have a good one. Take care, everyone.